I was listening to Faye Webster and I got in a very not emotional mood, but a very sentimental mood. And I kind of want to talk about some stuff that anyone chronically online would totally understand because it's something near and dear to my heart, but it's something I've never really like talked about or really shown like a public interest in because it's something that it's kind of like overdue, because this stuff was like popular back when I was like I don't know, probably in school still. So it's kind of cringe for me to come on here as a college adult, basically, and kind of talk about it because it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be like fucking paying tuition? And of course, yes, I'm supposed to, be working and stuff like that, but I choose not to. There's something called like self-unemployment, and that's where I'm sitting right now. But that's not to say that I will not eventually get a job. It's just that I choose to be unemployed. And I'm not gonna complain about it because I'm sitting real pretty. Yeah. Anyways, so last summer I was also unemployed, so this kind of explains a lot. When you're unemployed, you really have a lot of free time to really explore a lot of what the world has to offer. And you think I would like be reading philosophy, what else do smart people do? Like philosophy, learn an instrument, like hobbies. And, I still draw, I do art. That's the same shit. But like I also cook, I bake, so I experiment a lot. But I don't really do anything like that's like productive to society, I feel like, because if more people read philosophy and really kind of tapped into like I don't want to say spiritual because I'm not really a spiritual person. Like the most spiritual I get is sometimes like I'll just be like, oh God, Jesus. And that's about it. I use the name blasphemously, but it's like I'm not saying it out of like disrespect, but I mean astrology I suppose is like a type of like oh my god, but I don't really believe in that. Like people are like oh my god, you're such an Aries, and I'm like shut the fuck up. Like you guys are fucking losers. Like just because I was born on a fucking day, the stars aligned, and I turned out like everybody else that's a fucking Aries, like that's so fucking dumb. No, I'm playing. But like I mean, I have a red phone. Oh shit. I have a red phone and everything, and I somehow have an attitude. But like when I think about it, I'm like, I'm not really an Aries because I don't really go looking for fights. I just like watching them, Like I don't like. Oh wait, I lied. I do like looking at fights because I think they're so funny. I think they're funny because I'm not involved in them. But if I was to be involved in them, I think I would have a different opinion on them. But anyways, I'm getting away from the topic, okay? So I was going to talk about dating games. And when I say dating games, I feel like there's a lot of you that will think of Episode, but that's not what I'm talking about. Episode is like a different breed of like dating games because I feel like it's more catered towards a Western audience, but what I am speaking about right now is Mystic Messenger. Now, who here just perked up and was like, oh my fucking god? Because this is a fandom that I don't really like speaking about because there's a lot of like troubling aspects of this game that I'm not really fully equipped to really address just off the dome. I would have to replay the game, obviously, because it's been a year since I've played it. And I would obviously have to look into the discourse surrounding it. But I'm not going to do that. This is off the dome a year later after playing the game. And I'll be fully direct with you guys. I have only finished 3 routes, I think. I did Jehi, I think her name was. I played her first. I played her first. I got her route first. And ever since then, I have not been the same woman. I fiend over her so horribly on the other routes that I wanted just to play her route once more, but I was like, let me just give these dudes a try, right? Because you're here for the dudes. Well, most people are here for the dudes, right? And the thing with Jaishi, I don't know how to say her name, I'll be honest with you. The thing with Jay's route is that you can't romance her. I mean, you can romance her. And like DLCs and stuff, I think, but like not in the game because you're considered like her really good friend. Like, you know how historians would be like, they were really good friends? That's what you are with Jay, okay? You and Jay are just platonic. but in like a romantic way. Okay, like I'm not gonna sit here and make accusations against my girl, but that is my girl. That's my girl. So if you guys want to know who my bias is and who I would literally sell like my vagina for, it would be Jay. But the rest of the guys, I found nothing compelling about them. Nothing. And I think because here's my thing, okay? I like to think I'm a very fluid person. I like to get to know things basis by basis, and I don't judge based on, fucking wiener or cave, okay? I'm always receptive to whatever the universe is willing to give me. But in this game, it really tests a lot of what I think about myself and how I fit into, the dating world that's regulated by society. Because I think the second route that I played was Yoon Sung, if that's his name, the blonde kid, not kid, college student. I'm a blonde college student, so we're on the same level, okay? And like the more I played his route, the more I was like, I cannot romance this dude, because if I were to have a younger brother, that's probably what my younger brother would be. And it creeped me out so bad. I was like, because I was blonde, I am blonde, and like we're both short, we both like to cook, and we're both a little messed up in the fucking head. And I was like, I cannot romance this kid, but I went through with it, and I'll be honest with you, I got so fucking irritated. Oh my God. Because I'll be honest with you, he's one of the characters I'm able to tolerate decently. Okay, I'll get to him when I get to him, but one of the characters I cannot tolerate is, I think his name is Zen. I don't know what it is, but I've never enjoyed the playboy or like the charismatic. I've never enjoyed the charismatic playboy. Like, Oikawa, that's literally, like, I've never been into that, because it just reminds me too much of like my cousin and like all the negative things I associate with masculinity. Because I know masculinity isn't just, being a fucking flirt all the time and thinking like you're like the shit. Because I know that masculinity comes in many different forms, but like this is just like Andrew Tate and like fucking fresh and fit type of like vibe. And I'm just not into that. Like some people enjoy that. I obviously like Zen, I think that's his name, is like one of the most popular like choices in the game. Like a lot of people really like him, and I can see why to some degree. Like if you're an Oikawa fan, then you would definitely be riding on his dick, on Zen's dick, because those two are like twin flames. Like they are one of the same, but just different hair colors, different universes, but they have the same personality, which is troubling because I just don't vibe with them. And every single route I played, I just kept on wanting to like choke the shit out of Zen. Like I know he means well, and I'll be honest with you, I have not played his route. So obviously I wouldn't understand like nuances to his character, because a lot of people do find him a lot more endearing after playing his route. But with me, I cannot stomach him enough to like focus on him as the main focal point, because all the other characters I would be totally fine dealing with. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't gone through V's route or the other Rika, I think her name is. I haven't gone through that because I haven't even played Seven and Zen's. I think those two are the ones that I'm missing. I was planning on doing them during my college semesters, but I'll be honest with you, man. College like fucked me in the ass. It bent me over, pulled my pants down, and just did whatever it wanted to do to me. And I just kind of went along for the ride, man. So there's that. And I was not able to play Mystic Messenger, but I was able to play Obey Me and like Cookie Kingdom. So those two took up a lot of my time. And around there, I was also playing the Bungaloo Stray Dogs game as well. So, sorry, I'm like working out a little bit. I'm supposed to be at least, but instead of... Don't mind my bones, okay? I'm feeling really elderly as of late, so my bones have been really arthritic recently. So, but yeah. I yeah, I don't know what it is about Zen. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't like I hate him, but Lord in heaven, did he get on my nerves on some of the routes, especially fucking Jumin's route. Is that his name? Jumin? I cannot remember his name. The dude with the cat. The only redeeming quality about this man is that he really likes his fucking cat. And I'll be honest with you. I thought no, that's just my refrigerator. I literally thought someone was ringing my doorbell, and I was about to duck again. But the only redeeming quality about this man is that he really likes fucking cats. And for me, an animal lover, especially of cats, I'm not really a big fan of dog lovers because they're always so pressed when it comes to cat lovers. They're always like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Fucking and it's like, chill the fuck out. Like, you guys do not need to act like that. Like, it's insane how dog lovers be acting, bro. They're always like, what's the and I'm like, these are the people that be fucking open mouth kissing their fucking dogs, man. And I'll be honest with you, as someone who didn't grow up with pets, that is vile to me. Like, I would understand if I grew up with pets and like that's what a dog does. I mean, I still would be off-put by it, but like I would be a little bit more accustomed to the idea. But the idea of having a dog who licks his asshole and just like eats everything on the fucking ground and having that enter my mouth, like I don't even want to kiss humans, much less a fucking dog, okay? So there's my stance on that. It might be a little controversial to those who like dogs. I'll be honest with you, I do like dogs. I like dogs and cats, but I'm more partial to a cat. Oop, Freudians. No, I'm playing. But I like cats way much more. But I do like dogs. I like corgis, like the smaller dogs. I've always wanted like a corgi or like just corgi. I've always been a big fan of corgis. Maybe because I'm Asian and it's just in my blood to want one. But yeah. But otherwise, cats are the move for me. And the fact that Jumin is a fucking cat lover, I rock with that. I really do. And I really enjoy the fact that he treats her like a fucking queen. I love that shit. Elizabeth, her name was. And I like that quite a bit. And it kind of pissed me off while I was playing his route how other people were acting like he's insane for liking his cat. Like, people are like, oh, he probably want to fuck that cat. And it's like, I think that when it comes to Juman, there are other things to critique other than like rather than like focusing on his cat loving tendencies, because he's not fucking the cat, he's just loving the cat. There's a difference. Like, my dad can love me, but he doesn't have to put his hands on me. Like, my cousin can love me. They don't love me. But that's where I'm coming from, right? Like you can love something and not want to fuck it. And people are like, oh my god, you probably want to fuck that cat. And it's like, you guys need to chill the fuck out. What you guys need to worry about is him fucking locking you in a cage. Okay? That's the problem. Because when I was playing Juman's route, I was like, this guy is off his fucking rockers, bro. Like, I was like, what am I doing here? Like, I was so concerned about his route because I assumed I had gotten the bad route because I was following a guide, right, to get the good routes because I was like, I don't want to fucking end up, badly. Because I wanted to get all the good ones and then the bad ones. So I was playing Juman's route, and I was like, there's no fucking way that this is like the normal route. Like, this is like the happy ending. So I searched it up. I searched up Juman route Reddit. Because Reddit, let me tell you something. There's something about Reddit that just has all the answers. It's a prophecy. It's a prophet. You go there for a fucking answer, and you get the answer, and you leave. There's nothing else for you there. It's a wasteland over there. All you need is the essentials when you go to Reddit, and then you leave with the essentials. You do not need to go digging. There's nothing for you there, okay? I'm just saying this right now as a Reddit user on the occasion. Do not use Reddit more than you have to. It's not a necessity. It's just there for you to see it, use as a resource, kind of like an encyclopedia, if you will, okay? But you do not need to sit down and endorse it, okay? Anyways, but yeah, so I searched it up and people were like kind of okay with it, which is, I'm not in the market to kink shame. I'm not in the market to really, shame anybody for the kinks that they're in. Like I understand that Jumin is for those with fatherly issues, and that's something that I've never had to deal with, like on a massive scale. Because my dad's a dick. Let's be real here. I'm not gonna give him a fucking glowing fucking review just because he's my dad, but he's never did anything wrong to me, okay? Like he's still here, he's still kicking, he's still doing dad things. He just likes clocks and shit, right? And you know, I don't really have mommy or daddy issues. I just kind of have family issues, you know? Like, I just don't like my family. But that's on me. That's not on them. That's on me. So it's not really a them issue. It's an I issue. But when it comes to those who have been wronged by their father, Jumin is a really good, like, replacement to some degree. Because he fills those really, like, it's not like deep desires, I suppose, but he like fulfills those like, I don't know, like Freud. If he were to play this game, he'd be chuckling to himself. Mr. Sigmund Freud would be giggling up while him and Jumin be texting, right? And I'm just gonna say this right now. The route with Jumin, the only times I really enjoyed talking to him was when he was talking about his cat. Otherwise, I had no other interest in him. And the more I think about it, the more I had to diss my girl so much during his route, and it made me so sad because all I want for her is to be happy. You know, I don't want her to live that life. I want her to be happy in my arms, in my bed, in my heart. And the fact of the matter is, I just cannot deal with men like this, okay? Like, oh, I think I did play through Seven's route. It's all coming back to me now. I think I did play through his route. Or did I? Maybe I was playing through someone's route and he was like really in their route, but I can't remember whose route that was. Because like I remember so many cutscenes with him, like a cutscene of like him at like a fucking like house or something. But I cannot for the life of me remember if I played through his route. If I did, I can't remember what happened. Because yeah. But one of the reasons why I can't play through his route, especially, is because I just can't deal with two-faced bitches. Okay? That's the one thing I can't deal. Me and him got the same Myers-Briggs. Me and him are both ENTPs. But the thing is, I think he might be a fucking Gemini, and I fucking hate Geminis. Dazai is also a Gemini, and me and him got the same Myers-Briggs, and I fucking despise that bitch. Like, I don't hate him. I just despise him because whenever I look in his eyes, I'm looking at a mirror, bitch, and that shit pissed me the fuck off. And, like, I hate two-faced bitches, and I don't like people who are mentally ill. As I talk to a fucking MacBook right now about a fucking video game, right? Like, I say I don't like the mentally ill in like a really ironic and mean way, okay? Because every time, like, people talk about, like, Seven, they're like... They're talking about him. Like, they really are. Like, they are so into, like, Seven. It's crazy. Like, for me, I like it when Seven's just this chill dude, right? I hate it when he goes into his little fucking emo moment. It's like, you have to stay away from me. I'm dangerous. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't want me to talk to you, then I'm not gonna fucking talk to you. Like, I'm not gonna fucking push it, right? Like, because if you're gonna be like, oh my god, no way. If you're gonna be like, don't talk to me. I'm not good for you. I'm a bad influence. Then get the fuck off of my fucking dick, right? Because right now I'm not into that shit. Because I know some girls are into that. Because I know some of you guys. I know some of you guys want to fix these men, and let me collect my thoughts. There's no fixing men, okay? You just gotta let them be, because there's nothing for you there. It's kind of like Reddit. It's a fucking wasteland. Do not waste your fucking efforts. And that's how I've always lived my life. Whenever anybody ever opens up to me about, like, their emotions, and, like, and like say shit like, oh, I'm really damaged, like I'm a really broken person, and like if you're able to say that to me and be fully about it, then you're gone. And I don't have a single ounce of remorse about that, because I already have so many mental issues going on that if me and that individual were to ever converse any further than that, one of us will end up dead. And I fear that I might be the one that's gonna, because I don't have the mental fortitude to deal with all that, because I'm really fragile as a person, like mentally, like emotionally I'm fine, but like mentally, if I have to deal with any more bullshit, yeah, dude, like I'm gone. And I know that's a really selfish way and a really kind of like horrible way to approach things like this, but it's a fictional story, right? Because I don't really do that in real life. Well, I kind of do. Whenever anybody tells me like they're like kind of messed up mentally, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm gone. Because I've had someone be like, oh yeah, like my dad really fucked me up, and like I hate him so much, and all I do is like I want to like prove myself to him, and I want to be better than him. And I'm like, I blocked his number. The second he told me that on FaceTime, I was like, yeah, you're gone. Because when I see red flags, I see the red flags and I'm like, I'm gone. Because there's no reason for me to get entangled up in that fucking mess. But understand that some people like those red flags. And I'm not in the business of like gatekeeping. Not gatekeeping, but I'm not in the business of dissing anybody for, wanting to, help others and be there for others. Because that's commendable. That's really commendable. Because for me, that's something I'm not about. If someone were to open up to me and tell me anything emotional, and if I don't really care about you, then that's not for I. But when it comes to girls, I am very easily consolable when it comes to girls. Like, I will fold so fucking easily. A girl will come up to me and be like, my boyfriend broke up with me. I'll be like, talk to me. Talk to me. I'm all ears. I'll open up my notepad and start writing down notes because I'm here for them. But once a male does it, I'm like, you can pay for therapy. You can, and that's such a horrible way to approach things, because I understand that men need to release some sadness in their lives. And I understand that men need to cry sometimes, but not to me. Not to me. I am not the one you should be crying to, because I am not sympathetic to any of you, except for some. Some men I will cry for, but they're mostly fictional men. But when it comes to real life men, like for me, my tolerance when it comes to like my cousins is very low. But when it comes to people, when I say my cousins, they're just like the only men that I really hang out like ever with. So that's where I'm coming from. But like if I'm like hanging out with anybody that's like not family related to me, or if I'm not invested in, I really don't give a fuck about your emotions. I really don't. Like I'll pretend I do. Like I'll be like, oh my god, like that's so crazy. Like you've had such a hard life, and then I'll just never talk to them again. And that's something I'm not really proud of. But I'm talking about it right now. I'm saying it because it's something that should be known and should be, you know, heard, but I don't know if it should be tolerated. I don't really know if it's like acceptable for me to be so um ignorant of men's emotions, but I just am. I've always been like that, and it's not something I can really kind of control. It's just something that I've just grown up, like I just grown up just not liking to feel emotions. So most of the time I just don't feel anything, and that's how I like to stay. I like to stay in like the realm of like, if I don't like, just like neutralness, because I don't know how people can cry every single day, smile every single day, feel sad every single day, feel happy every single day. Because for me, if I just feel one single emotion, I literally break down. If I'm happy for a second, like it's over for me. Like it's horrible. Like every time I feel like any like human emotion, like intensely, I literally like hide myself into the house until I can feel nothing. And that's how I ended up playing Mystic Messenger. That's what I did essentially. And so when I was playing Mystic like Messenger, like I felt emotions obviously, when it comes to my girl Jay, I will tell you this. Every time her voice popped up on the notification, that shit was in my hands. I was like, talk to me, girl. I'm listening. And every time she called me, I was like, yeah, that's so crazy, girl. Like, I love you. Like, we should get married. But every time Jumin called, I was like, yeah, what's up? But yeah, and like every time Zen called, that shit went unanswered. When Seven called, that shit went unanswered. When Yoon Sung called, he usually called me around the same time that I would also wake up, so I'd be like, "What's up, boy?" But that's the story of that. Every time Jaehee called though, that phone was always picked up. No matter if it's a repeat call, no matter what, I'm always on your side, babe. Like, I'm with you every step of the way, and even if she killed somebody, I would still be her number one supporter. I would be just like the fucking Ted Bundy girls in the fucking stands, rooting on my fucking criminal lover. I would literally be like, she did nothing wrong! She was victimized. And I don't know, that's just how ride or die I am for this woman. But the rest of them, like, they could literally go to jail for all I care. They could literally die or just fucking just die, and I would not give a fuck. But I mean, I love Elizabeth too. She's a really cute cat, and I can understand why Jumin loves her so much. She's a really fucking pretty cat. And if I was Jumin, I would be treating her with the most upright. Like, every morning I wake up, I would get on my knees and start praying to the God of Elizabeth, because she's a pretty ass cat and she's so fucking cute. And yeah, that's the only thing about. Oh, I also played that one other game. It's a really popular game. It's like about magic and shit. It's like Arcadia, Arcane, whatever the fuck. It's like the dating app, dating whatever. And I think I played like 2 routes of that. I played Muriel's route, the big dude. And let me just say, I would be the same with him, bro. Him and Jay. I am a Muriel apologist. I am a Jaehee apologist, and you guys are gonna hate me for this, okay? But I am kind of whatever his name is, the blonde dude, the dude that's like the fucking, like, the villain of the game. If you for the other routes, but if you were to play his route, he's just like a horribly misguided protagonist. I can't remember his name. I think it started with an L, maybe. I don't know. The blonde dude that's like the prince or whatever, who's about to get married to one of the protagonists. I can't remember his name for the life of me. He's a fucking blonde dude. Okay, that's all I remember. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of on his side, because there's just something about him. Like, I know I said I don't really like the fucking charismatic fucking dickheads, but there's something about him that I'm just kind of rocking with. I think it's because he's a bitch boy. You know, because with Zen, he's not really a bitch boy. He's just narcissistic. I don't really fuck with that. But with this blonde boy, he was a bitch boy, bro. Like, he was sobbing, he was crying, he was shitting his pants. And I like that in a man. I like a man who's like so fucking submissive that just he can't stop crying every time something goes wrong, and like he just like bends to my will. That's what I like about a man. I like a man who knows his worth. And this man was worthless, and he was indeed a fucking man to play with. And Muriel, ride or die. And I don't know, I didn't really play any of the other people. I think I might have played the Julian route. I don't really know. I wasn't really into him either, because like, I don't know, there's just something about the fucking like the Tumblr sexy man that I'm not really fucking into. So yeah, I don't know what. Oh yeah, Obey Me. I want you guys to first tell me who you guys rock with in Obey Me, and then I'll tell you guys who I rock with, because you guys probably already know. Stay with me here. Stay with me here, okay? Because I'm gonna list off some men, and you guys are gonna have to be okay with it. Because, okay, here's the most normal one: Beelzebub. Me and him, he got me acting like Pops because yeah, I rock with them heavy. Okay, me and him are like this. No, because I'm blushing right now because I'm thinking about him and I'm like, okay. So you guys know who I fuck with there, and like that's my man. But my favorite character is definitely, I can't remember his name at the moment. I don't know why, because he's like my favorite character. But he's Beelzebub's brother. But I can't remember his name for the life of me right now. Oh, what's his name, bro? It's not Solomon. What is it? It's a guy. It's a fucking sloth one. I can't remember his Bart. It's not a B name. Or is it? I can't remember his name. Why? Why can't I remember his name? Okay, let me go look for it right now. I'm sorry to go on my phone in this moment. I usually don't. Obey me. Oh, Belfie. So it was B name. Okay, so it was a B name, but he's my favorite character. Like, I would not want to date him. He's fucking insane, but I like him because Beal likes him, okay? And he just has that really like emo, like character design that I'm really into. I really like that type of character design because if you guys can't tell who that is, oh my god! I'm so into V. Like, it's crazy. Like, V. Ah! Oh god. But characters designed like V and Belfie, like, I don't know what it is about them. It's the little Twinkie men that I really be rocking with. Like the femboys, I be like, you guys know what I'm about. And I'll be honest with you, Barbados. Yeah. When it was his birthday, I was like, yeah, I'm really into him. So yeah, him. So it's basically Beal, Belfie, and Barbados, and then it goes probably Mammon, probably. Yeah, and then I'm quite a big fan of Luke because he's just so cute. And as I said, every time I see a blonde character in a video game, I just assume they're like my sibling. So I see him as like a little fucking brother, and he's like the cutest thing ever. I know people don't like him, but he's just like my problematic fave. Like, he's so fucking annoying that you just have to love him, you know? And I don't know if I would actually rank Simon, or Luke. I think I would go Simon then Luke. Solomon, as you guys know, I do not like ENTP characters, even though I am one. It just, every time I look into him, I'm like, shut the fuck up! And I think every ENTP person is just like that. We just like to fucking, like, argue. So, yeah, it's not that I don't like him. He's a lot better than, what's his name? Dazai, because Dazai, I would literally choke him out. Okay, I would literally, him and Gojo, I would choke the fuck out of. And Hisoka, oh my god, bro, just leave me alone at that point. Do not even talk to me. I don't even want to see them, bro. Like, on my timeline, every time I see a Dazai apologist or a thirster, I'm like, get the fuck out of my sight, bro. You guys are fucking disgusting. But anyone who's a Atushi, or like an Akagawa fan, I'm like, you guys know what I'm fucking about. But yeah, the fuck was I talking? Oh yeah, I was ranking them. Yeah, Mammon, and then Simon or Luke. I don't know. They're kind of like one and the same for me. Oh Oh, wait, Levi goes somewhere. Levi goes before Mammon. I really like the little nerdy gamer types. So obviously he's gonna go. He definitely goes after Belphegor. No, not Belphegor. Barbados. Yeah. After Barbados goes Levi, and then Mammon, and then Simon and Luke. They're one and the same, so they rank the same. I guess I like Diablo. I guess. But it's kind of like he's like, I'm like on and off with him. Him and like Lucifer, they're both kind of in the same for me, because I'm kind of like, I don't really rock with you guys like that because they're really not my type. As I said, those two are like for those with fatherly issues, and I don't have that. So I'm not really into them, but I think they're cool. I kind of more ship them together, if anything, because there's some characters that I believe have explored each other's bodies very sensually, and those two, if not just like, I feel like everybody has done something with each other that are not related, because I feel like what's his name? Barbados and Diablo, they definitely, yeah, they've definitely done something. I don't know what it is, but something, bro. And like Simon and Solomon, and Osmo, like they've definitely fucked. Like Osmodeus and fucking like Solomon definitely have done something, but I cannot prove it is the issue. But like I have enough evidence, but it's just not like, I wouldn't have a case against them. Like, I have evidence, but I don't have like a really like substantial case against them. So I'm just gonna make an allegation, throw it out there, and leave it for whoever to make their own judgment. Okay. And that's that. And I don't know about the new characters. I really have not kept up with, because I know they introduced like 3 new characters. There's a girl, there's another white hair bitch, and there's like a fucking bisexual one. All of them are like bisexual or something, like bisexual or pansexual at least, because they're demons and shit. But yeah, I don't remember. TVH. What the fuck was I about to say? But yeah, I was ranking them right. Asmodeus, he's a girl's girl. So I mean, he would go after, I don't know, Simon and Luke maybe, and then Solomon goes after Diablo and Lucifer. Who am I missing? I think that's about it. I feel like I'm missing someone though. Oh my god. Okay, so it's Lucifer, Mammon, and then it's Levi, and then I think it's Asmodeus. So there's 4 of them. Are there 7 brothers? There are 7 brothers, right? So who am I missing? Because I know Beal and Belphegor, but that's 6. But I'm missing one of them, I think. Oh my god! The blonde bitch! What's his name? Oh my god, what's his name? He's... Oh god, I can't remember his name. He's the god of envy. I just can't remember his name. Satan! Oh my god! How could I forget one of the most easiest names, bro? Oh my god. Okay, Satan. That's my fault. That is so my fault. Okay, so yeah, I'm like, sorry about that. Okay, so for me with Satan, I'll tell you a little bit about him. I think he's a bitch boy, but the more I got to know him, me and him have a lot in common. And if I was in the game, I'd probably be like him, like quite a bit, because 1, he likes cats, easy, and 2, he likes books, easy. 3, he's an instigator, easy, bro. Like, me and him, yeah, I would definitely be him in the game if I was in the game, because we're both instigators at heart. Most definitely. So yeah, I can't believe I forgot him. Oh my god, I was like, there's 7 of them, but I was counting 6. I always forget one of them. I'm so sorry for the Satan girls. I know he's very popular in the fandom, but just like Zen, not into him that much. But as I said, Zen is like low tier, but like Satan, I can tolerate him. And as I said, one in the same. One in the same, me and him. Um and I guess Satan would go like, I don't know, like him and Asmodeus was probably, yeah. But I'll be honest with you, a lot of my cards were fucking Asmodeus cards that I got so tired of seeing him on my screen. I had the fucking, like, I had an SSR plus or something with him, and it was like the Snow Angel one, and he's my highest level card, and I would play him all the time, and like, I got so tired of seeing that one fucking animation. It's like him, like, just being like, and I got so tired of hearing his voice. But yeah. um yeah, but Beal is always my number one. I love him so much, and every time I got a Beal card, I was like, boom, boom. And then Belphegor, just because he's my favorite design character, I really like getting cards of him because he's just my favorite looking character. You know, I don't want to fuck him, but he's just a really good looking character. I'll be honest with you, but Beal, you could catch me and him in the sheets anytime, anytime. Same with Belphegor, not Belphegor, Barbados. I am a Barbados girly girl. But yeah. Is there anything else I want to talk about? I don't think I played any other games other than that. I played the Bungle Stray Dogs game, as I've said. I played Cookie Run Kingdom, as I've said. And that's about it. I don't really play any more mobile games. I've stopped playing the cookie game because my mental health was going down the gutter with that one. And my guild or whatever the fuck, I was getting tired of fucking like keeping up with the daily task, man. They were adding way too much of that damn fucking game, and I could not keep fucking up with it. It was like they literally introduced so much shit, and I get it. It gets a little bit tiring at like just playing the same shit every single time, but like for me, I'm just like, you guys are adding way too much shit, and like my Wi-Fi just does not support this shit, and it was just so high maintenance, so I just stopped playing it because like every time I logged on, I was like, I hate playing this fucking game. And when I start feeling that, it's like I have to stop playing it because I'm getting fucking annoyed. And everyone in my guild was like fucking off as well, so I was like, yeah, I'm gone too. But oh my god, I've been talking for 40 minutes about fucking games. That's crazy. But that's all I have to talk about for now. I kind of want to take a nap. So, yeah, peace out. That's embarrassing. Anyway.